Hey guys, this is John. Welcome to the free video. So what's going on? If you look at the NASDAQ, we had a very strong day on Monday with the Qs, and you can see how this kind of works. Friday we had the selling, get everybody scared. Monday, rip heads off, and now here we are. So what happens from now? Well, we're right in between two key levels. Part of what I was looking at too is just, where is the big open interest? Just in the market itself. And what's interesting about this market right now is that even though the moves seem like they're kind of on the violent side, it's like, oh my gosh, this thing's going crazy. What's going on here? What's interesting here is that we're really trading in a range, and we have been for a while. I mean, if we look at the S&Ps here since the middle of March, I mean, we have not been, too far outside of this range. And if you look at the if you look at the open interest here, like on the S&P cash index, there's a lot, and this is the PM, the monthly, the Thursday close or whatever that closes at, but you have the open interest at 46,000 here, 59,000 here at the 2050 level, and we've been floating around this level for a while. And you can see the cash index here is 2047. So, a couple of different ways to play that. One easy way to play it, of course, is just do very small size and just throw in that naked straddle. Okay, well, there's obviously downside to this. Takes up a lot of margin, different risk, risk in case there's some kind of crazy action that happens. But it is a clean way to play it. You could certainly buy wings on this, buy the 2060s on the call side, 2040s on the put side. Also, of course, you could go in and do the spiders. And remember, spiders are 1/10 the size of the SPX. And you kind of come in here around the same level, which is 205. And let's see what we got here. And you can see that the open interest here is also tremendous. And I just look at this point that the markets have been very good about staying in a range, creating enough volatility so that the VIX can pop up, and then all these options get sold. And the idea with that, then it just kind of settles, and directionally we don't end up going anywhere. But a lot of premium expires worthless. Okay, so that's that one. In terms of some directional trades, one trade that I liked here was a kind of a pin on Tesla at $200. Don't know if we are going to get it or not, but we're kind of working that way. And the idea with this is, instead of buying puts, it was trying to do a better risk to reward kind of a trade. So on this, we set up a butterfly at the $200 level, and then also set up an ironfly, which was out of the money at $200. So you can see that was a $5 wide iron fly that we sold for $4.20. So essentially our max risk on that is just 80 cents. All right, so that's a great risk to reward ratio. And if we look at this from the Analyze tab perspective, my max loss on this, and remember, I had one of the butterflies was 50 by 100 by 50. My max loss on this is $4,800, okay? But if we get closer to 200, the max gain could spike up to, around $25,000. Now that's obviously if we closed exactly at 200. I'd be perfectly happy with, on something like this, if you can double your money, double your exposure, then perfectly fine. And we'll see how that sets up. And then one trade that we did today, so we're doing the futures class into gold, and this one's working out pretty well. And you can see right now at least up $5,200. We got nice signals. You can see down at the bottom of the chart here, some great buy signals here. Perfect entry. We got that arrow alert buy and got our targets in place. And that was a lot of fun. For those of you that aren't doing the live trading part of the futures class, everybody in the class today essentially paid for the class. The trading was hot and heavy. It was amazing. Neil and I and Tony just kind of soup to nuts. We're going to be doing it again Wednesday and Thursday. It's still not too late to sign up. You can get the Saturday class with all the theory. If you just want to do the live trading, that's fine too. But there'll be a little note, I believe, at the bottom of the email, like you can click it or call. But it's essentially, this is the only time this year that we've done, except for the class in January, where it's been all futures all the time from like 7:30 in the morning Central Time to 3:30 in the afternoon, and the trading's been great. So if you guys still want to get in on that, take a look. And last but not least, for those of you that did not know, Bruce is going to be doing this great class called the In and Out Butterfly. It's essentially how to trade weekly options for reliable short-term income. This one is it's supposed to be a smiley face. This is a great class if you're into essentially very low-risk trades where you're just kind of grinding it out, getting that income with the occasional kind of a home run trade if you can pin there. But it's really cool just the way he manages it and stuff like that too. Anytime I've got questions on butterflies, I mean, I've learned more just from watching his stuff. He's like, oh, you know, you can do that unbalanced. I'm like, what's that? So that part's really cool. So the things that he's going to be talking about are little known butterfly setup that's designed specifically for weekly options, how to profit quickly from accelerating theta trade, enough of the theory behind the trade so you understand why it works. And I think that's important because a lot of times if you go in, you're just kind of like, okay, I'm just going to throw this on, but you don't quite understand kind of the theory behind it. It can get a little confusing. How to know when to put on a weekly position and when to pass. How to set up your position correctly using a very specific technique. How to be sure you have the correct setup and avoid common mistakes, the pros and cons of trading weeklies and how to calculate risk and reward, alternate position sizing, and specific techniques for large and small accounts, and then finally, what to do when a weekly trade gets into trouble. Okay, and of course, a little bit more in there. So the whole idea with this class, of course, is that investment in the class, which is $197, and again, this is Wednesday from 6 to 9 Central. And it's okay if you cannot attend it live. You'll be able to still view the recording. But the idea with this is that even if you're trading a couple of contracts at a time, it would not take long to not only recoup the investment that you make in the class, but get then a return on investment on this price as well, plus a whole lot more. Remember, trading is about a skill, and once you reach that skill level, you're able to kind of start extracting money out of the markets. It's a whole new ballgame. All right, hope it helps. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you at the next update.